critical thinking, motivational speech, and quotes. Yatindra Kumar Behra, eminent British historian J.W. Dalberg Acton, known as the Lord Acton and the Magistrate of History, had carried out a deep analysis of intrinsic human values and is known world over for his immortal statement within inverted comma power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Even though the statement might not be absolutely universally applicable, but it seeks to be a safeguard against abuse and gross misuse of a power in ultimate sense of the term. Why we say that it does not, might not be 100% applicable, because we have seen in case of Lord LQN of Singapore, who acted as a benevolent dictator for 40 years and capturing 100% power, he devoted himself to the cause of the people and to a fishing nation with less than $1,000 of per, per capita income. He raised it to $75,000. So when a person's sense of morality lessens as his or her power increases, this statement from Lord Acton, known as a magistrate of history, seeks to set as ultimate safeguard against gross misuse and abuse of power. Acton Institute was created and named in his honor in 1990 by R.S. Rico K. Maruyan, located at Grand Rapids, USA, Michigan. It seeks to integrate Judeo-Christian truth with free market principles, and the principles governing it are enumerated below. First, dignity of a human person. This is the most important, the most important nature of human being. The human person created in the image of God is individually unique, rational, subject of moral agency, co-creator. Accordingly, he possesses intrinsic value and dignity, implying certain duties and rights both for himself and other persons. These truths about dignity and human person are known through revelation, but they are also discernible through reason. Other principles like social nature of a person, third, important social institutions, fourth, human actions, fifth, sin. This is an important part. Although human beings in their created nature are good, are quite often fallen and corrupted by sin. The reality of a sin makes the state necessary to restrain the evil, but the power and the jurisdiction of a state obviously requires to be limited, because if human power is curtailed absolutely, then state power will usurp it. Sixth, rule of law and the subsidiary role of government. Again, the same statement. Seventh, creation of wealth. Eighth, economic liberty. This addresses two most important fundamental points, right and duty, which we will discuss later on. Ninth, economic value. Tenth, priority of a culture. While dignity of a person is most important, all other associated principles seek to create a just, true, moral society, including human association, civil society as a major component. Liberty flourishes under culture with limited government. Now I come to quotes. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is education. This quote encapsulates King's belief that education goes beyond imparting knowledge, it should foster critical thinking and the development of character. Here, King means Martin Luther King Jr., not just the king of a country. Second, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Third, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Fourth, faith is the first step when you do not see the whole staircase. Fifth, we must use the time creating in knowledge that time is always a right to do right. Sixth, you are brave enough than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. A tiger does not lose sleep over opinion of a sheep. 8. Success is not built on a success, it is built on failure. It is built on a frustration, sometimes built on a catastrophe. L. Nevilinko. Number 9. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase the perfection, we can achieve excellence. Vince Lombardi. Similarly, excellence, it is not an accident, it is a result of a high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and a vision to see obstacle as opportunity is anonymous. The moment you are ready to quit is usually the right moment a miracle happens. Don't give up. Everyone is a Everyone is a everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Mark Twain. Cultivate deep understanding of yourself, not only what your strength and weakness are, but also how you learn, how you work with others, what your values are, where you can make make greater contribution, because only when you, you operate from strength you can achieve true excellence. Peter Drucker. A fundamental responsibility of leadership is to make sure that everybody in the organization knows the mission, understands it, and lives it. Peter Drucker. A great man distinguishes himself from an eminent person as a farmer is ready to be a servant of a society. Now I am coming to Gandhian quotes. It pertains mainly to right and duty. First, the true source of rights is duty. If we all discharge our duties, right will not be far to seek. If a living duty is unperformed, we run after rights, they will escape like a will o' the wisp. The more we pursue them, the further they fly. A right is a duty well performed. Third, a well performed a duty well performed creates a corresponding right. Fourth, spinning wheel means national consciousness and a contribution by every individual to define constructive national work. Fifth, a duty religiously performed carries with it several other important consequences. Sixth, today everyone wants to know what his rights are, but if a man learns to discharge his duties right from childhood and studies the sacred books of his faith, he automatically exercises his rights too. I learned my duties on my mother's lap. She was an unlettered woman. She knew my dharma. Thus, if from my childhood we learn what our dharma is and try to follow it, our rights look after themselves. The beauty is that every performance of a duty secures us our right. The right cannot be diverse from duties. This is why Satyagraha was born, and I was always striving to decide what was what my duty was. It, the very right to live accrues to us only when we do the duty of citizenship of the world. From this one fundamental statement, perhaps it is easy enough to define duties of a man and a woman and correlate ev- every right to some corresponding duty to be fast performed. Every other right can be shown to be usurpation, hardly worth fighting for. 9. A man can give up a right, but he may not give up a duty without being guilty of a grave dereliction. 10. Out of a performance of duties flow the rights, and those that knew had the and the performed their duties came naturally by their duties. 11. Performance of a duty, observance of morality are convertible terms. 12. The Constituent Assembly is discussing the rights of a citizen. That is a matter of fact. The proper question is not what the right of citizen are, but rather what a constituent constitutes the duties of a citizen. Fundamental rights can only be those rights the exercise of which is not only the interest of the citizen but that of the whole world. 13. A pure fast, like a duty, is its own reward. 14. A national spirit is necessary for a national existence. A flag is a material aid to development of such a spirit. No people have risen who thought of rights. Only those who did so who thought of duties. 16th. Violence becomes imperative when an attempt is made to assert rights without any reference to duties. 7th. I know too that the performance of one's duty should be independent of public opinion. No displeasure, even the dearest friends, can put me off the duty. I see clearly in front of me. 9. I know that not only is Swaraj our birthright, but it is sacred duty to win it. 20. Swaraj means ability to regard every inhabitant of India as our own brothers and sisters. 21st. A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the souls of the person. 22nd. Our ability to reach unity in a diversity will be beauty and the taste of the civilization. 23rd. A small body of determined spirits fired by unquenchable faith in their mission can alter the course of history. The golden rule of conduct is mutual toleration, seeking that will never all think alike, and we shall always see the truth in a fragment and from a different point of view. Greatness is a nation, greatness of a nation is judged by the way its animals are treated. Be the change you wish to see in the others, in the world, the society, in the everywhere. This is a statement of Mahatma Gandhi which appears at every sphere of the life by every great man in every place and every sense of the. Now comes quotes of B.R. Ambedkar. Constitutional morality is not a natural sentiment. It has to be cultivated. Second, however good a constitution may be, if those who are implementing it are not good, it will prove to be bad. However, a bad constitution may be, if those implementing it are good, it will be good. So, you take a surgery on constitution or multi-organ failure in doctor's approach in constitution, that's not the matter. Matter lies in how much do you believe in constitution, how much do you honor it, and how much do you believe the fellow human being to whom you owe the ultimate duty to save his duties and rights. Third, democracy is not merely a form of government, it is primarily a mode of associated with living, conjoined communication experience. It is essentially an attitude of respect and reverence towards our fellow men. Constitution is not merely a lawyer's document, it is a wheel of a life and its spirit is always a spirit of age. If things go wrong, new constitution, the reason will not be that we had a bad constitution. What we will have to say that man was vile. So long as you do not achieve social justice, whatever freedom is provided by law to you will be of no avail. Sardar Patel, every Indian should now forget that he is a Rajput, Sikh or Jat. He must remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in his country, but with certain duties. By common endeavor, we can raise the country to new greatness, while a lack of unity will expose us to fresh calamities. Nonviolence has to be observed in a thought, word, and a deed. The measure of nonviolence will be the measure of our success. Subhash Chandra Bose. One individual may die for an idea, but the idea will, after his death, incarnate itself in a thousand lives. This is a undying statement. Swami Vivekananda. Every, every nation has a message to deliver, mission to fulfill, and a destiny to reach. The mission of India has been to guide humanity. Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved. Sarojin Naidu. We want a deeper sincerity of motive, greater courage in speech, and earnestness in action. APJ Abdul Kalam. First, as a young citizen of India armed with the technology and the love of my nation, I realize a small aim is a crime. Nonviolence is the greatest force of disposal of mankind. It is mightier than mightiest of weapon of destruction devised by ingenuity of man. Quotes of courage, hope, and overcoming obstacles. The test of courage comes when we are in the minority. The test of tolerance comes when we are in the majority. Ralph W. Stockman. Worry does not empty tomorrow's sorrows. It empties today's strength. Keritem Boom. Nobody believes in yourself unless you believe in yourself. Everest. Courage is not absence of fear, but rather judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Redmond. Your talent is God's gift to you. What you do is your gift back to the God. One machine can do work of a 50 ordinary machine, but no machine can do work of one ordinary machine. To succeed, you must first improve. To improve, you must first practice. To practice, you must first learn. And to learn, you must first fail. We, we slay Ubu. The man who follows a crowd will never be followed by a crowd. R.S. Dunwell. Yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only vision. But a today, a world, but a today, well divided, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, every tomorrow a vision of hope. Unknown. To succeed, you need to find something to hold on to motivate you, something to inspire you. Terry Dorset. Think highly of yourself, for world takes you at your own estimate. Unknown. I would rather lose in a cause that will someday win than win in a cause that will someday lose. Woodrow Wilson. We must accept finite disappointment but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King Jr. The greatest masterpieces were only pigments on a palette. Henry Oxen. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. Underguide. No regret and never regret anything you have been through. Only because only with those trials will you become a better person next. Crystal Hunt. To accomplish great things, we must not only act but also dream, not only plan but also believe. By Anatole France. It must not. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Your personal philosophy is the greatest determining factor in how your life works. Jim Rohn. When you have a sense of your own identity and a vision of where you want to go in your life, Stedman. Then you have basis for reaching to the world and going after your dreams for a better life. Perseverance is not a long race, it is a many short races, one after another. Walter Elliot. He who he who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Abraham proverb, Arabian proverb. There is nothing noble about being superior to some other man. The true nobility is being superior to your previous self. Hindu proverb. I complained that I had no shoes until I saw a man that, that had no feet. Unknown. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming it. Helen Keller. Hope is important because it can make the present moment less difficult to bear. If we believe that tomorrow will be better, we can bear a hardship today. Teach what hand. What lies behind us and what lies before us are in are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. William Morrow. Try not to become a man of success, but rather a man of value. Albert Einstein. It is never too late to be what you might have been. Judge Eliot. So all these are quotes. It is our duty and it is our right. How much of it we can consume, how much of it we can digest, and how much of it we can practice for ourselves in our daily life, for benefit of ourselves, for benefit of our own brothers, sisters in the society and country and the world at large. Thank you.